Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be taking you through a stretching routine to get your splits. So if you would like to try and get your front splits, then this might be a cool little stretching video for you. Just a disclaimer, I'm not a gymnast, I'm not a dancer, I'm by no means the split expert, but I do like doing stretches and I can do the splits when I train it. At the moment, I haven't been training it, so I'm not feeling super flexible. So I'm hoping that after this stretch sequence, I will be flatter to the floor. So this might be something if you fall into that kind of category as well. If you think that you need to stretch more through your lower body, this would be really appropriate. And give it a go, see if it works for you. You can definitely let me know if it does. Might have to do it a fair bit. Everyone has different flexibility levels, so just keep that in mind. Let's get straight into it. So the areas we really want to focus on when we're trying to get our splits, so our front splits, we want to stretch through our hip flexors at the front. We need to obviously stretch our hamstrings, also quads because they might be a little bit tight as well. So there's quite a few areas that we do need to lengthen. So if you do have blocks or something to lift up with your hands, you might want to use those. Otherwise, I'm just going to use my hands because I can touch the floor, but not everyone can. So if you need some blocks to assist you, maybe bring those in too. We're going to start off on our left knee. I had to think about that one there. So come onto your left knee. We're going to stretch our hip flexor first. So left knee, right foot in front. We're going to stretch through this left hip, okay? Shifting your weight forward. Should feel a little bit tight initially. Good. And when you're stretching, I don't mind if you kind of bounce and move through positions. Might be a little bit nicer for you. I like to do that too. And then feel free to bring your hands down on the floor if you want something a little bit deeper. And you can also wriggle in that position too. So now with this one, what we're going to do is if you can bring your hands down to the floor, bring them down. If you need a block, pop your hands on a block. But we need to move our hands across to the left side and then bend your left leg to open through the hip here. So we're in this awkward kind of position. So you've got your hands over to the side, left leg is bent behind. And then again, see if you can rock and move a little bit. It's just going to open up a different angle through the hip. Cool. So then we're going to come back to the center, okay? And then we're going to come up into a pigeon stretch, or down into a pigeon stretch, I should say. So the right leg's going to fold in front of you. So we're going to stretch to the glute and still it might get a little bit through that hip flexor. Now I like to stay upright here because for me that translates a bit better. Some people like to move forward. I just feel it better when I'm up more. I'm just going to hold it here. Cool. Then after this one, we're going to transition. So we need to change it a little bit. We're going to have our left leg bent behind us a little bit and then our right leg straight out in front. We're going to lean forward to our right foot first, okay? So if you can't achieve this position, that's all right, maybe change it. But this is something we want to eventually get to, especially if you're going to get into your splits or aim to get into your splits. An alternative would be left foot touching your thigh, okay? So leaning forward, we're trying to touch our right foot or as far forward as possible. See if you can keep your back a little straighter. And we're stretching through the back of your right leg, so your hamstring. Nice. And then after this one, what we're going to do now is try and lean back to stretch through this left quad, okay? So I'm going to have my left leg bent in still. I'm going to lean back and try and go down on my elbows. And you'll feel that left thigh stretching out quite a bit. If you want to go all the way on your back, you can. So that's a really good option. Not everyone will be that flexible, but this is the goal, is to get to this kind of position. Squish both of your hips down onto the floor or your butt cheeks down to the floor, and you're going to really intensify through that stretch. Okay. Awesome stuff. Nice deep breaths as we move through these positions or hold these positions. Every time you breathe out, see if you can sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. It's quite helpful. Cool. All right, so now we're gonna have to try and get out of that one. I go on my elbows and then I come back up. Oh. And then we're going to do all of that over on the other side. So now we're going to do our hip flexor. So we need to have our right knee down and our left leg in front. And we're sinking into the hips here. Cool. You can always make your stance a bit wider if you needed to. Have a little play. Everyone's going to be a bit different. Feels good. I love it. It might be harder as well to stretch if you're quite cold. So it's always a good idea to do a bit of a warm up first. Obviously we didn't do a warm up this morning, but it's a good idea to do a warm up beforehand or have the heater on, wear warm clothes. Let's bring those hands down onto the floor for those of you that are able to. Otherwise maybe stay up taller or grab your blocks. And then we're going to change this one up. Remember, move your hands across to the right a little bit. So we're in that little position off to the side. Bend your right leg back and we're in that awkward kind of opening hip position. One side's probably feeling tighter than the other. So my bad split leg would be my left leg in front. My good one's my right leg, but that's how I feel anyway. I feel like my right leg's better. Cool. Just hold this one for another 10 seconds. And then we're going to do the hamstrings, the glutes, all of those. Okay, so then coming back to the center, move those hands into the middle. So now we need to come into that pigeon stretch. So we're going to fold the left leg in front of you and then just hold that there. Now you can be up on your hands or down. I'm going to stay up. Awesome stuff. Oh. If you've done some of my stretch videos before, you might have noticed I like to wiggle around in stretches a bit. I find that just feels nicer for me. So you can try that too if you like. Find those really tight positions and then loosen it a little bit. Cool. We're going to come into that hamstring one next. Hold here for another 15. Too easy. And 3, 2, 1. Let's come on up. So move that left leg straight out in front of you. We're going to right leg kind of bent here on this funky angle. Remember, we're going to start to lean to our left leg first. Reaching forward. And there is cat fluff all over my mat. Love that when that happens. Excellent, guys. So nice. Try and keep your back a little bit straighter when we lean forward if you can. Nice deep breaths. We're going to hold here just for a tiny bit longer. You should feel like you're relaxing more into the stretches the more everything warms up and gets into it, the more we do. And then we're going to keep our right leg bent and lean back onto those elbows. So let's do that one now. So right leg bent and try and lean back. Hold it here if you need, or maybe you want to come all the way down just like me, all the way onto your back, and then try and push your bum and cheeks down onto the floor. So I'm like using my hand on my right hip to push it down because that's keeping me more honest. We're going to do one more stretch before we then test our splits to see if we've improved. I'm hoping we have. It's always good to take a picture before and after as well because it's hard to tell just by doing it. Something you might feel looser, but if you take a picture, you can actually compare the difference for yourself. Okay, we're going to try and come out of this one. So maybe up on your elbows. Cool. Oh, awesome. And then now we're going to sit in like this little pancake position. So legs nice and wide, just as wide as you can. So what I like to do, I put one hand in front and one behind, and then I push my hips forward as much as I can. So my legs are quite wide. You might not be this wide. What we're going to do is lean over to one side. So reach one hand out to one leg and then lean over, stretching sideways. You're going to get hamstring and side body. And then let's go the other way. We're going to move from side to side. Doing one side and then the other. Reaching over. Good. So again, this will be a bit of hamstrings. It's going to be a little bit of adductors as well. And obviously your side body, so your QL. Little anatomy lesson for you today as well. Oh, awesome. So on this next one, to the right, try and turn your chest to face your right leg and just leaning towards that right side. And just hold it there if you can. Hold this one for another 10. Every time you breathe out, sink a tiny bit lower. Good. Excellent, team. Let's do 5 more seconds. I'm shocking at counting, by the way, so if you ever judge me on my counting, I'm sorry. 3, 2, and coming back up. Let's go over to our left side, or whichever side you haven't done. Turn your chest to your leg, and then lean forward. If it looks like I'm dancing while I'm stretching, I am. I've got R&B beats playing in my headphones. It's awesome. I love it. Wish I could put that on YouTube, but no, we're not allowed. Cool, we're going to just come into the center for one more. Hold this one a little bit longer, 10 more seconds, sorry. 3, 2, and 1, coming into the center. And then we're gonna lean forward, okay? So as far forward as you can. I might be cut off by the screen a little bit, but as far as you can, leaning forward into that pancake split. Oh, 10 more seconds here, 15-ish. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it in. Cool. Alrighty, bring those legs in. Oh, this is the hard part. I'm so sorry. So now we're going to test our splits, okay? Maybe you want to do your right leg split first, and then we can do the left. So having that front leg out, if you got blocks, maybe have the blocks there. I'm going to use nothing. And there we go. We can get all the way down. I've still got a little bit of a gap here, so I probably need to stretch a bit more. I haven't been stretching a lot lately, so that's probably why I'm not as low as I normally would be. Also, I'm feeling quite cold today, so that could be another reason. We're gonna hold this split. Sorry, I didn't tell you that, but we're gonna hold this split. So hold here another 10 seconds, just as low as you can. And then we'll test the other side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do the other side. So then you come out of that one, however you can. I probably don't get out of stretches the most efficient way. And then let's stretch it out. So slide that left leg out in front. And oh, this is my good side today. Cool. Oh no, maybe not. So my left leg isn't like toes pointed up. It's actually turned out a bit, which it looks like a split, but it's not like a true split if you turn your toes out. Well, I don't think it's a true split, but I'm sure the dancers might disagree. I'm not a dancer, FYI. So again, we're gonna hold this one just wherever we can. Hold it for a little bit. Oh yeah. Good, last 5 to go. 3, 2, and 1. Let's do it. We're gonna come out of that stretch. Oh, lucky I got the wall to lean against because my legs are dead. Cool, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that little stretch sequence with your splits. Maybe you're going to get better at your splits by doing this every day. I'm not sure. I hope you do. Please let me know how you go. If you like this video, please like, maybe put me a little comment if you want to see more like it, and subscribe so you get to see new ones every week. And then I'll see you guys soon. Bye.